Do you often wake up in the middle of the night and then struggle to fall back asleep? Many people assume it's simply a normal part of getting older, but that's not always the case. In many situations, nighttime awakenings are connected to lifestyle habits, stress, evening routines, and the way your body regulates certain hormones. One of those hormones is cortisol, often called the stress hormone. Under normal circumstances, cortisol levels are highest in the morning to help you wake up feeling alert and energized. As the day goes on, those levels should gradually decrease, allowing your body to prepare for sleep. However, if cortisol remains elevated in the evening, it may become difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep. Some people wake up at 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning and then spend hours tossing and turning. Today, we're going to talk about a simple food that many people enjoy before bedtime. Some believe that just 1 tablespoon can help the body relax and make it easier to fall back asleep after waking during the night. Before we begin, it's important to be clear. This is not a miracle cure, and it is not a medication. If you've been struggling with insomnia for weeks or months, or if your sleep problems are accompanied by severe anxiety, pauses in breathing during sleep, or other health concerns, you should consult a healthcare professional. However, for many people, making a few simple changes to their evening routine can noticeably improve the quality of their sleep. The food we're talking about is natural honey. Many people recommend eating just 1 tablespoon of honey about 30 to 40 minutes before going to bed. But why honey? Honey naturally contains glucose and fructose, 2 simple sugars that provide a small source of energy. Some experts suggest that a small amount of carbohydrates before bedtime may help maintain stable blood sugar levels during part of the night. This could potentially reduce the body's need to release stress hormones that help regulate blood sugar, including cortisol. However, scientific evidence on this topic is still limited, and there is no guarantee that honey will lower cortisol levels in everyone. Honey also contains small amounts of antioxidants and naturally occurring plant compounds, especially when it is raw or minimally processed. Of course, 1 tablespoon of honey is not a substitute for a healthy diet, but for many people it becomes part of a calming bedtime routine. And simply feeling more relaxed before bed can make it easier to fall asleep. It's also important to pay attention to the amount. You may come across advice suggesting that several tablespoons of honey should be eaten before bed. That's not recommended. Honey is still a source of sugar, and consuming too much sugar is not beneficial for your health. For most healthy adults, if their healthcare provider has not advised otherwise, 1 tablespoon is generally more than enough. People living with diabetes or other conditions affecting blood sugar should always consult their healthcare provider before adding honey to their nightly routine. You'd like to try this simple bedtime habit. Avoid eating honey immediately after a heavy late-night meal. It's generally best to finish your last large meal at least 2 or 3 hours before going to bed. Then, about 30 to 40 minutes before bedtime, you can enjoy 1 tablespoon of honey by itself or stir it into a small cup of warm, not hot, water. Some people also prefer to add honey to a cup of caffeine-free herbal tea. Just remember that the drink shouldn't be too hot, as extremely hot beverages can be uncomfortable, and certain herbs may not be suitable for everyone. If you have any medical conditions or take prescription medications, it's always a good idea to ask your healthcare provider before using herbal teas regularly. Of course, even the healthiest bedtime habit won't make much difference if other evening routines are working against your sleep. One of the biggest sleep disruptors today is screen time. Many people spend the last hour before bed scrolling through social media, reading the news, or watching videos on their phones or tablets. The bright light from electronic screens can reduce your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. As a result, falling asleep may take longer, and your sleep may become lighter and more easily interrupted. If possible, try putting away your phone, tablet, or computer at least 1 hour before bedtime. Instead, read a book, listen to calming music, or simply spend a few quiet minutes relaxing. Another common mistake is consuming caffeine too late in the day. Coffee, strong black tea, energy drinks, and even some soft drinks contain caffeine, which can stay in the body for 6, 8, or even 10 hours, depending on the individual. That afternoon or evening cup of coffee may seem harmless, but it could be one of the reasons you're waking up repeatedly during the night. The temperature of your bedroom also plays an important role. Many people sleep better in a room that is slightly cool rather than too warm. Before going to bed, consider opening a window for a few minutes or adjusting the room temperature to a comfortable level. Fresh air and a cool sleeping environment can help your body transition more naturally into restful sleep. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is another simple but powerful habit. Try going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time every day, including weekends whenever possible. Your body's internal clock thrives on consistency. When your sleep schedule changes dramatically from one day to the next, your circadian rhythm can become disrupted, making nighttime awakenings more likely.